Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to start your drawing file. So once you have your part done, you want to go and click on Drawing. And when you click on Drawing, on your desktop computers in the computer lab, this dialog box, it will prompt you to enter your class period. I'm just going to go ahead and click or type in IED. You would enter your class period in here. Click OK. When you click OK, your drawing file will populate on your screen, and it should look something similar to this. To load in the views for your multi-view, you want to go and click on Base. And here it will have a list of all the files that you recently opened that day in the software program. If you don't see the file that you're looking for, you can always click on the small icon of the folder with the magnifying glass to open an existing file. So here I'm just going to go click on my large Pitsco wheel, and I'm going to open it. When I click open, you will see that it populates your one of your views. If this is not the correct front view, you want to use your view cube and rotate it to the position that is corresponding to your front view. So in this case, I'm going to rotate it because this right here is my front view. Moving on to place your other views, if you move your mouse to the right hand side, you notice that there is a green box that shows up along with a line that is aligning the views together. I'm going to place my right view. I'm just going to click. If I wanted to place my top view, I would do the same thing. But if I place this, you'll notice that this view looks exactly like this view, only that it's rotated 90 degrees, so I don't need it. If you end up not needing a view, you can click on the X button and it gets rid of it. The last thing I need is my isometric, so if you move your cursor at an angle, you'll notice that you can place an isometric view of your part. You can also, in the dialog box here, change your scale. So if I wanted to make this double the size, I can type in 2 and it increases the scale. I think 1:1 is fine for this one, so I'm going to leave it like that and click OK. So since you have already modeled the part, Inventor knows all the sizes, it knows where the hidden lines are. You don't have to draw them yourself. If in the event that you need to move some of these views, if you hover over, you will notice that there is this red dotted box. You click on there, you can move and reposition views. You don't have to redo the entire steps from clicking to base, to positioning your front view, to clicking to the side view. You can always edit things afterwards. Now for this one, if you notice, and if you remember your dimensioning rules, we do not dimension to hidden lines. So if we wanted to dimension to all those lines in there, we can create something called a section view. Now, the way the section view works, when you click on section view, nothing happens. It's waiting for us to select a view to start sketching on. So I'm going to click on this guy. The next thing is that it's asking us to draw where we want to cut. And I'm going to say that I want to cut right down the middle. So I'm going to hover over until I find my center, and I'm going to click on the outside of the view, drag my mouse down, and draw a nice straight line, and click. Now, here you need to right click on your mouse and click continue. When you do that, you will notice that there is this view that pops up, and it's still aligning just like it did for the side view. I'm going to go ahead and place this over on this side. All I have to do is click. So what it's doing, it's cutting in that location that I have drawn, and I'm looking towards the left on the inside. If you look and notice, the hidden lines have now turned into object lines, and it has added the section lines. So I know what is actual solid material, and everything else that doesn't have section lines is considered hollow space. So again, remembering your dimensioning rules, you need to remember that we try to dimension to solid object lines. We want to avoid as much as possible dimensioning to hidden lines. So to place dimensions, we want to click on Annotate. You have a couple options. Number one, the most basic, is dimension. And just like how you do in sketch mode, you can click on a line or a circle. So if I hover over this circle, you see how it turns red. If I click on it, drag my mouse outward, it already knows what size I drew it, so you don't have to remember all of the dimensions. And again, remember, we dimension to object lines, solid black lines. In the event you have multiple objects that have been repeated to a certain size, you can type in additional information. So in this case, I have 8 total instances of those small circles with a radius of 0.07. And I'm just going to click OK. And I'm just going to keep going, placing more dimensions. Click OK. Over here, this is a good example for using your baseline dimensioning. So the way baseline dimensioning works, baseline dimensioning is using one reference point and positioning all those dimensions based off of that one single reference point. So just to show you, I'm going to say that my first reference point is going to be this line, and I'm just going to click down on each horizontal line from there on, up until I get to the center. So starting with this line, I'm going to work my way down. I'm going to stop about here because I know that this side is basically a duplication of what I have up here. So I'm just going to right click now and hit continue. If you notice, if I move my mouse to the right, those are all of the dimensions based off of this red line right here. I'm going to go ahead and place them. Now once you place them, you have to right click and hit create. Then they become permanently drawn onto your multi-view drawing. If you do not do that, they will delete. So again, following the same procedure, I can do the same thing, hit baseline, and I can say starting off from this point and working my way this way to the left, just click on all of the vertical lines. Right click and hit continue, and this time I'm going to draw upwards. I'm going to click to place, right click to create. Now, as you can see, some of my dimensions are overlapping each other. This is where we might want to reposition our section view so we can move it, and that way we're not crossing any views. Some of these dimensions, like this guy right here, I don't need, so I'm going to delete. And like, for instance, this one, this dimension line is actually obstructing the extension line that runs through here. So I'm going to move it. So if I move the text over to the side, it actually adds an additional piece of line. I can also come in here and move my dimension itself. That way I'm not sitting on top of the extension line. So this would be a nice way to follow my rules. Here, this is okay, but again, there is a better location for these dimensions towards the outside. The easier it is for us to read, the better. So dimensioning wise, this one would be pretty good. I would stop here, maybe reposition some of these other views. Now this would be something considered to be fully dimensioned. we can go ahead and hit File and Save. I'll just leave this one as Bitsco large wheel. And since I have another one, I'll just call this one version 2. Hit Save. So now my drawing name has renamed itself to what I just named it. And then you can keep going on, creating more drawing files. Repeat the same steps. Use the dimensioning tools that you have up here. You can also go ahead and add your center lines. Click on the button. You can click to start and click to end, and that's all you have to do. Same thing with your center lines. Click on a circle, add the center line. And that is how you create your multi-views in a drawing file on Autodesk Inventor 2019, and use the dimensioning tools as well as your center lines for holes and anything symmetrical.